So we are almost at day 100. That's right, day 100. 100 days of running a mile a day. Well, not really running every single day, especially now since I have a new training program, walking for recovery, but it's still a mile. And I want to go over the new training plan and compare it to Runna. I picked up this program 8 weeks ago to improve my running skill, hit PRs, run better in the 5K. I didn't have anything grander than that in terms of maybe a 10K or a half marathon, but now I do, which is crazy because I'm enjoying getting out there. Got new shoes. The watch is helping. Everything is starting to click, including the injuries. And that's why I got this new training program. So, going over Runna, I'm going to screen share here with you guys. We're going to go over Runna and we're going to look at my Runna stats. So my total distance over the 8 weeks, 198 kilometers, which is pretty crazy. It says 57 activities. My longest run, 8.0 kilometers, and my plans run completed 29. So 8 weeks, I had 29 planned runs. Those were tempo, long runs, easy runs, whatnot. A ladder run, which, well, it wasn't really called a ladder run. It was called a pyramid run, but my dad calls that a ladder run. So up and down. And I had nagging injuries through this process. But again, I did hit PRs. So if we look at that, my 1K PR, September 19th. So that was during the run of plan, 4 minutes, 24 seconds. My 1 mile time, 7 minutes, 15 seconds, September 19th. Same day as that. That was during my run of time. 2 miles, September 20th, 15 minutes, 58 seconds during Runna. My 5K PR, September 20th, 25 minutes, 10 seconds, which was during a park run. So I did hit PRs, but I also had nagging injuries. And I had finished my 8 week program. My dad decided to hit me up and talk to me. Since I don't know if you guys watched this short, but a background on my dad. He founded and formed a running club here in Vancouver called the Centipedes Running Club. And he helps coach the Killarney Secondary School track team and cross country team. So he has an extensive background when it comes to track and running formulas and programs. So he hit me up on Facebook Messenger and he said, I have a few theories, and I thought maybe not giving it rest time, but he said yes and no. I know you really like Runna, and it is definitely a cool app that will be good for you. But personally, I think it's asking a bit too much for you at this early stage of your running experience, but I do have some thoughts. Which is interesting to me because I was basically 3 months into this. I started June 28th, and I have been running every single day other than some walks when I was sick and when I felt the nagging injuries. I walked a mile a day still. But 3 months into it, you would think, it's still not an early stage, but I guess in his perspective, it is. So he said that to me, and then he followed up with me saying I also probably push myself harder than I need to with Runna. And he goes, yes, and the complexity of the programs are what I would have done or prescribed for a bit experienced runners, for more experienced runners. And I said, yeah, that makes sense. Too late now, since I'm 3 months in and I've already done the program. He goes, at this stage, I personally think that the only goal other than the daily mile should be building a solid running base and then add things to it. So in my mind, I'm thinking, don't I already have a solid running base because I've been running for the last 3 months? But the programs are complex. I will say that they pushed me. The tempo runs and hitting time-based kilometers and pushing myself through it, they were tough. I was sweating my ass off, and I probably was hurting my body through the process doing it. And I know Runna is based for beginners to experienced runners. And I guess 3 months in, I am a beginner runner. But my dad thinks that it might be pushing me too fast. Now, I did buy the year subscription, so I do still have Runna. But for the next 4 weeks, I'm going to do my dad's program that he's come up with and hopefully get the body moving. And then I'll move back into Runna for maybe a 10 kilometer or half marathon program. So we'll see how that goes. But my dad's program that he set up for me, I'm going to show you it now. It's a lot different than what Runna did. He's only sent me the first week and I've completed it and it's very interesting. So he's saying here, 4-week running philosophy. This is more of a philosophy as opposed to a structured program at this point. The goals are to continue with a mile a day challenge and to see if you can be a bit more pain-free as a result. No Runna program for the 4 weeks. Your runs will be on time only and not distance, which is completely different from Runna. Runna would have a 3 kilometer run, a 5 kilometer run, a 5.5 kilometer run, and obviously I had an 8 kilometer run as well. Your watch is only for total running time and not pacing. Again, much different than Runna because Runna wants me to hit certain paces per kilometer. I'm only using my watch for total running time. Your recovery days will be walking the mile, again, either judged on time or on a route you know. And I did that this week. I walked the park, which was a route that I would do for a mile a day, and I know exactly the mile and whatnot. So I didn't do time, I just did the route. Maybe I'll do timed again next week for my recovery days, but for this week, I did a route. And that's about it for that, for walking. And my legs feel pretty good this week. Most of the runs, or the majority of parts of runs, will be done at a jogging or conversational pace. Now, this is similar to the easy run with Runna. Runna's easy runs, you're not allowed to go below a certain pace. So there is pace based, but you have to run at conversational pace. You can't go below that. And I did. And I think that's the problem with my easy runs was I was running too fast and I was like, this is a little too slow. But then I found that easy runs aren't supposed to be that. They're supposed to be those recovery runs and they're supposed to be slow and they're supposed to be steady, but at a conversational pace and slow for a reason, to recover. So if you have another activity like hockey or jujitsu, which I do most weeks, have both of those, do not run on that morning. And one of the short runs on the following day. So we'll go over the runs below. So you are the one who dictates when your runs will be based on your other activities. So this is it. In the first week, 1 day at 20-minute run, 1 day at 40-minute run, 1 day at 30-minute run. If room for one more day, make it a 20-minute run. So this week, I didn't have jujitsu, so I didn't have to do that short run the next day and walk the day of, but I did have hockey on Friday night. And I did my 30-minute run on Monday and my 20-minute run on Tuesday. So I walk Wednesday, walk Thursday, walk Friday, and do my 40-minute run after that. So that's it. That's the program. Straightforward, simple, to the point, time-based, not kilometer-based. So keep up with me for the next 4 weeks. Week 1 is done. I had fun with it. It was different than Runna. As I said, I've paid for the year for Runna, so I will be coming back to it. But let's give this philosophy a go and see how it plays out. This is JB Running. That's my video going over Runna in comparison to a program, my dad's program. We'll see how it goes for the next 4 weeks and if I can come out of this injury-free, because I did not with the 8-week Runna program. So check back at the end of the week to see how the rest of week 2 went. And make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do all that other stuff. JB Running. Enjoy your week, folks.